What's going on, traders? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for tuning in. Today we were able to lock in $2,000 green from the market. After commissions, it's more like $1,700. But what we have coming up for you are the live trades that we did from today. So you should learn a really good amount from watching these trades and these recaps live in real time. So what's going to be cool to watch will be the CATB trade that I was doing. I was trading CATB short bias today. And I called the top incorrectly a few times, and then I even missed the big move. So overall, I didn't trade it very well, but I managed it well, okay? There's a difference. You can trade really good, and then you can manage trades good. So I managed my way through CATB very well today, and this is going to show you that even when you're wrong about the move, you can still make money as long as you manage it all properly. So it's going to be really cool for you guys to watch me shorting CATB today, because I shorted it multiple times, and I'm going to show you how I would actually exit on pullbacks, knowing that I was probably wrong, and that way I could avoid taking losses. So it's pretty cool how I managed it. I think you guys are going to like it, so stay tuned. All the trades coming up. So I just added 1,000 long on NIO. It just keeps remaining to look strong here. Just started to maybe see a little bit of sellers coming on that candle. Yeah, definitely taking the long late there, but it's one of those situations where you're just kind of feeling like you're looking at the move happening and you're probably going to miss if you don't take a stab. So currently long, maybe a first target up for me would be to 40.89. All right, taking some off here on NIO just to lock in some money. So sold majority of that position, got 300 shares still. So green about 300 bucks on that trade. And now currently just holding 300, which I might actually reduce to 200. So I just sold another 100. Reduce the position to 200 shares, because I do think we are a little bit susceptible to a pullback after we hit like, closer to 41, and at 300 shares, a nasty pullback would still take away all the money that I just gained there, because it wasn't a super significant move that I captured. So currently just sitting 200 shares long NIO. So there's that first price target I was talking about with NIO, that $40 price target. We just got there, still looks strong. So just going to keep those 200 shares on right now. Really no reason to take those off. The market still feels strong here on NIO. Still looks good. So I'm just going to sit there with these 100 shares for 200 shares for now. Starting to see some sellers coming in on NIO. I mean, it's not a lot, but you're starting to see a little bit of selling activity as we reach back up to that target there, 40.75. Sold another 100 shares as we're starting to pull back. Locked in a little bit more money, so up 320 on that play so far. Now holding 100 shares. I would like to be long more, but I want to see some sort of dip or pullback that could convince me to take more size. If not, then I'll just have 100 shares running, and whatever that makes, it makes. So we didn't quite get our $37 target. I mean, if we went to 37, I would have loaded up like big time because that's a level that I, myself would have understood, very well. But since obviously we didn't get there, I didn't take as big a size. And since I wasn't starting at the beginning point, that was another reason why I didn't take as large a size, but definitely a move I would have liked to take more size on for sure. But it looks good, guys. I mean, I don't really think there's any reason for me to even sell these 100 shares or for us to really even sell. I just made sure I locked in, a good chunk of money before I started letting some things ride. Yeah, NAOV has been hitting my scanner consistently. So that, again, had a nice long, I'm sure. All right, so if I'm looking at long-term charts here, to me, it seems like our bounce for NIO could get up towards like 43.34 based on this long-term charting that I'm looking at on the 4-hour. It would be like an intraday bounce back to your major deviation or up to 43.15. So I think we're still going to see a bounce move. I think we're still going to see this candle up a little bit. I think we're still going to see it higher towards like 43. Let me just look at that again. All right, Nils, take care, man. Yeah, this is at 43.50. So we should think that we're going to 43.50. Yeah, I'd love a pullback. I would take some shares on a pull. 42.05, get to 43.50, so maybe another 50 cents up. Because what I was thinking is this move would bounce back to the long-term trending resistance, which is what it was support, like 43-ish today, and then we broke it. So I figured we would maybe go back to retest that location. And so I think we're going to go up to 43.50 on NIO. And I'm debating putting on more size, except I would want to see a pullback that I would feel comfortable buying in on. Did Solo end up bouncing today? Darn. All right, so we're coming into a pullback now with NIO. Might look for a dip by at like 40.72. All right, I'm adding some more shares long. I added up 1,000. Didn't quite get to 40.72, but I'd be willing to let it still come down to the 40.72 price or see it come down to 40.72. And in case it didn't want to, I took some more long. All right, there we go. Nice. That looks strong. So pullback just got over the previous red candle. That's good. Got to get back to 42.19 and through 42.19 for the move to continue going higher right now, of course. All right, so close some more shares out on the top of that move there. So about that 1,000 shares, and I closed out um, 600 shares on that top of that red candle. I'm just holding 500 shares now. PayPal is getting hit quite a bit, huh? Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of what we expected, you know, as a breakout or bailout. So still long 20 shares, going to stay long for now. Just let this pullback do what it wants to do, and then hopefully we can kind of reclaim in the next couple days or so. All right, so still got the 500 shares long NIO. Like I said, I want to see like 43.50. That would be cool. Yeah, we're right back up fighting that trending resistance. You guys can see here on the, if you look at the right screen on my chart, you'll see we're just kind of battling to get over that trending resistance. But as soon as you can kind of get some candles closing above or through 42.09, 42.10, should be all right. So that was our attempt to go higher. And again, anonymous attendees, so indicators are standard deviation channels, RSI, TTM squeeze, and volume. All right, so there's a push. Looks like we're close to breaking. Here we go. Very nice, NIO. Good work, bud. I always like the matrix. I've said that before. I'm a big fan. So that's a pretty bullish candle. I mean, it's almost a bullish engulfing candle that we just had happen there on NIO. So yeah, it makes me a little comfortable to see this continue higher. You can see we're on this little red candle here. So essentially what's happening is that red candle is, it was testing the previous breakout or the previous high. We came down, we pulled back, we held. That's a good sign to move higher. Now we're trying to fight through the deviation here on this chart. So we're at 42.50, right? Let me remove that. Oh, it's not a draw, I got it. Yeah, so we're fighting a little trend resistance here. We just got through it, so should see this move continuing higher. Good stuff. You can always take profit off at any time you want. I still just think we're going to go up to 43.50. And the market got a big pop. Very nice. That could also add some fuel to the fire here, some excitement that the market's moving positively. It doesn't look like there's a lot of people selling this pullback currently, and it's really just pulling back, retesting the previous trend we had. So wouldn't be scared of this pullback on this candle. That's getting bought up pretty quick. We're at 42.80. I was thinking 43.50. So we got just another 70 cents up, and it's almost, it'll add me another almost 500 bucks if I were to hold full size all the way. Market's still moving pretty strong to the bull side, so it doesn't seem like there's any additional outside catalyst that would affect NIO to move down. All right, just took off some shares on NIO. Only have 200 shares there. Our TTM started to go into a dark blue wave. So I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll lock in some money here, just keep 200 shares riding. That way I can keep most of the money I've made so far. All right, so got the P&L up to 1,200, about 1,300-ish with the open trade of 200 shares on NIO so far, so that's good. $1,000 for the day. Let's see what else we might have moving now. Yeah, mRNA is moving beautifully. mRNA, you're past your buy point. The buy point happened a long time ago, so probably would not be trying to chase that move up. And it's actually considering maybe a. I was thinking maybe we do a 1 deviation short on it at like 146.74, but for now I'm not crazy about really being long. Thinkorswim's moving slow again for me. So there's 43.30s. If in the event the NIO market's really trying to trade off its long-term trend here, we should see 43.50 reject. If it's truly meant to be like a longer move than that, we should go through 43.50, obviously, right? But yeah, I'm thinking this anywhere from 43.50 to 44 is where we're going to start seeing some sellers come in on this. Still, market looks really strong there. Tons of buying volume, so probably not going to sell this 43.50. So there goes through 43.50, which is sort of our longer term trending area. I mean, just because a stock's getting halted doesn't mean it's bad to get involved. It just means there's a lot of people trading it and there's a lot of additional volatility. So they halt trading to keep a bunch of people from buying it up too much or selling it too much all at once. Yeah, 43 kind of 50s, 43.60s, still struggling some. It's good. It's 43.74. So now we just anticipate we're going to 44.33. Well, we have our first deviation mark there. We're tagging. So yeah, a little pullback here. But something tells me we're still going to make it up to 44.30. So adding more short on CATB, up to 6,000 shares here on the short side, up to 7,000. Average is 255, so anything below 255 would be good for me on CATB. All right, there goes our pullback back down. Still not quite a big enough pullback to really put me in the green though. Yeah, I tried to take some off there on the bottom with CATB. It was up 400 green, but wasn't easy enough. So still holding some short here, CATB 5,000 shares. Yeah, I'm wondering if this just kind of does this grindy hangout up here rather than giving us the aggressive pullback. Again, anything below 255 is good for me. Yeah, still holding above 255 right now. Yeah, they're still holding 255. Again, we want to crack below 255. There goes a break below 255. Starting to cover some. Yeah, they're just not really giving a big enough drop so far. Still got 3,000 shares short. Yeah, you see how they just keep kind of holding this, not really letting it drop out. That lets me know they're going to try and maybe hold that price up a little longer. So I took most of my shares off on that position. Well, not most, still got 3,000 shares. Yeah, it just might not be the right stock to really short. Might not make it that easy on us. They might just kind of do this grindy hold action for most of the time. We don't have any long-term resistance marks right now either until say 323. Yeah, this overall just might be a long move on the day, more towards like 320s to 317s overall. So yeah, just gonna sit in this play. I'm gonna let this play out for a second. Yeah, still got people willing to bid this up too. So again, kind of adding back some short here as we're over 3 deviations again. So back in 5,000 shares, average would be 261. Add another 1,000. So back in 7,000 shares short here. Average is 261. So anything below 261 is a win. Wow, they're really just holding this up. It's impressive. Yeah, this is the situation where they try to keep grinding it up. So debating, I might have to fight this short move a little more. You'd expect we'd have at least one decent pullback though. That's kind of what I'm waiting on. All right, we're starting to drop down again. Yeah, but not a big enough pullback to bring us below the 260s price. So I added a little bit more short here. Okay, if we can snap here, I'll definitely be looking to cover. All right, covering that short as it dropped down. So all of that short was CATB, able to manage 459 bucks. I think it could go a little lower, but I had to fight that one for a while and sit in it. So, and I seen how they're kind of holding it up. So as soon as we kind of flipped into positive trade there, I was willing to take off. And I honestly clicked my buyback buttons a little faster than I thought I probably should have there. So that's all good. 459 there. I spent a couple $100 to get some shares of short. So, you know, probably ended up making really like 259 bucks, I think, overall. So all good though. That was a good trade. You know, really wish I would have held it a little longer. It would have made it more worth the risk to reward there, but that's all good. This is where we should see some buyers come in and try to support this move a bit. So that's going to get me up to $2,000 green on the day. So let me just check, see what this costs, because I mean it costs us 69 bucks to get 3,000 shares, and I think I had like 8 or 9,000. So 60, 60s, 120, 18s, 138. So at most I maybe spent 200 bucks on all those shares of short and was able to get 459 out of it. But so not a monster, you know, like win in terms of how much commission had to come out. But see what that does for me now is is I now have 9,000 shares that I'm able to short on the stock for the day. And I've already made my money back for buying the shares, and I made money on the trade. So now I basically have a free 9,000 shares I can short of this stock. I don't have to pay any other fees. So, you know, that now creates a lot of opportunity for me throughout the day, because even if this thing blows up to $4, you know, at some point it's going to have a corrective move back down, right? Or something like that, that if I wanted to, I could maybe try to involve myself in a little bit later. Is it, oh, CATB is easy to borrow on Thinkorswim, because I have hard to borrow here. So it would have been good to know that earlier, but we didn't. Now it's not figures, right? Now it's not. When it's actually good to be shorting it, it's not easy to borrow anymore. You see how they do that? See, down here it was a, you know, you don't want to be shorting it down there. You want to be shorting up here where we were short. And so it makes sense that it was easy to borrow when it's bad to short, so they can get you to short and they squeeze you out, and then when it's good to short, say no, you can't short anymore. So that's how the game goes. And then part of the reason I took that short off, you know, so fast when I went into the money is because I could just feel, based on the way that it was moving and it was trading, that it wasn't just going to be one of those, oh, here's the rollover, boom, down, and just keep knocking down new lows there. It just didn't feel like that. I figured we would see it actually maybe push into a new high. And so the other thing is, if you look at the long-term chart with CATB, overall it looks good and it looks strong. And you know, there's really nothing to stop this from continuing up. So I took the short. When I took the short, I just knew that in the moment it was overvalued and we had a pullback coming. So I was okay shorting when I was shorting, knowing that there was going to be a pullback that I could manage, right? As long as my average was high enough, I could get that pullback win. What I think will be better for me later on shorting is if we can see CATB up to prices of 330, that's the 50 moving average, and that's the 4-hour long-term trend, and we have the daily chart trend there. So we have like 3 things of resistance there, and the 350 price was the start of the gap fill for CATB. And look at that. You see that big move there? Those are all the shorts that thought that was the top getting squeezed out. Those are the ones that stayed too long. So that would have been me if I would have held my short too long. If I would have thought that this was going to drop and then do a corrective move and break down, I would have got short squeeze. But I was pretty confident we weren't going to roll over and break down because of how much I already had to fight the short to get myself in the pullback. Every time we went short, every time we try to sell, we get bought up, we get bought up, we get bought up. So I didn't think that first kind of down drop would really turn into a corrective move and give you a secondary drop. So I'm thinking that you stay long CATB up into about 323 now, into the 315s, 320s, and then I'm going to go short again in the whatever I just said, 320s. And I would love for it to just go straight up now, because if it goes up right now and does it, then it's even more. And there's Josh's channel. There you go. And if it goes up just straight up right now, then it's going to be even more overvalued outside of 3 deviations. So essentially we'd be way over trend. We'd be all the way into resistance. So at that point, I would feel comfortable that we'd have a short from like 320s right back down to the 3 deviations. So say we get to 320, I go short, and the deviation's at 3. I should have a 20-cent short, you know, or something like that. Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't necessarily think today was going to be the day for solo. Clearly, I was wrong about that, and it is in fact working. So good. I'm happy someone got solo today. Yeah. So CATB's back over 3 deviations. Yes. But you see how I'm not shorting it now? Like, you want to know why I'm not? Because I've already seen it. Like, I've already battled it a couple times, and we saw the short squeeze, right? So everybody who was just going short just got squeezed, right? A little bit. And now they're like, you know what? I don't know, right? We've tried it a couple times and it's not working, right? So When that starts to happen, short sellers become a little hesitant, and then they stop selling as much. Okay. So this is a situation where it could very well pull back. I think it will pull back a bit, but I'm just not interested in shorting it because I've already fought it a bit. I want to see it up to 320s, 330s, and then I'll go short, because that will be more extended over 3 deviations and will be into what I believe to be the long-term resistance, right? So if we are actually hitting long-term resistance and we're over the intraday channel by that much, I think there's a good opportunity for me to make some money on a short play there. That's the other thing. It could be, I thought about that. Like the CATB could very well be a gap fill, which would take the price over obviously 320. But in the immediate, does CATB really keep running through 320, 330 right now while being over 3 deviations without a pullback? That to me seems debatable. I don't think so. I think you could go over 320 after you go there, hit the resistance, pull back, settle down, let the channel get up to and over 320, and then I could see that maybe happening. But for right now, I'm not gonna short it, not gonna really do anything with CATB for the time being unless we actually go to that 320 price, because that's where I really want it. And if it dumps out here, it dumps out or whatever. But I just want to say, I mean, I'm already up close to $2,000 minus commission, so I might as well just sit and just watch it patiently. Where is NIO going? Where are we even at? Oh, NIO's going right there. I mean that's a good location to take some shares off on NIO, like for if you've been day trading it, because you're on a little bit of resistance. Looks like the gap's pretty much been filled. So like right now, I mean, this is a big day. Stock has already gone from 38 to 44. It's already moved 6 points today. That's a phenomenal move. Really good move. I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't think you expect too much more out of NIO for the day. And, so yeah, there's that. So going back, looking at CATB here, up to 316. All right, adding 1,000 shares short to CATB here, added 2,000 shares short. We didn't quite reach all the way up over 320, but I figured, I'll wiggle some in a little early, anticipate maybe it doesn't fully make it. And if it does fully make it, then of course I'll still add more. And there's no news on the stock. It's just running. There's no news. So it's completely technical. It's not like we're running on news-based momentum. It's all a technical trade. So my average on the short's 314. So we're already green. We're profitable on that trade. Now we're not really profitable. We're back to break even. Really, it's like 325, 327 I have as the long-term trending resistance. So added another 1,000 shares short, so in 3,000 shares short. Since it's been such a strong stock going up, very grindy, I'm not going to look for super big corrective crashes, at least maybe yet, but maybe just a move back down to 290. So a little more than a 10-cent short is what that would be. All right, and I was going to say we just hit 325, which is kind of the price target that we were going for. Well, it's yeah, 325 to 326, 327-ish. So adding some more short into 3,500 shares short, average is 313. Market's starting to crack down. Covered 1,000 shares on that drop, covered another 1,000, still have 1,500 shares short. Would love to see a 292 move. Zoom in a little bit there. No, they didn't quite let it go down to 292 yet. Still holding. Yeah, suckers. All right, so we covered some in that dip. Now we're just back to 1,500 shares short. All right, candles coming back down. Is this the press we're looking for? Boom, covered 500, covered another 500, covered another 500, all out of that trade. So that gets me over 2,000 green on the day. So that's 2,200. So we got the 769 there on CATB. So again, like I said, it's just been a strong stock. So I wasn't really looking for a break below that 3 deviation mark. We went right down to the 290s as anticipated. Take off the shares there, readjust. So let's see if the market's still strong enough to put in a new high. If it's strong enough to put in a new high, then I might consider going short again. And I'm basically just basically timing pullbacks right now until eventually we get a corrective move that breaks down, which arguably could still be now. But like I said, this could do this all day long, go up all day long, all day long. And this is how people get in trouble shorting, right? There's a stock that just keeps going up, keep going up, keep going up, and they keep fighting it. Like I'm fighting it. I'm fighting the move, but I'm fighting it in a way that I know what I'm fighting, right? I know what I'm up against, right? I'm not going, oh, well, I'm going to short this, and if it goes into new highs, I'm just going to keep holding it. No, I know I have a plan on every single one of these trades. So, I'm fighting the overall trend, but I'm understanding of exactly what I'm fighting. And that's why I'm taking those trades off where I need to be taking them off to avoid accepting a loss and keeping the P&L going up. It's an impressive move so far. Yeah, I really got to say, it sucks. I would love to be on the long side, but it just doesn't sit well with me because it pretty much breaks all my rules of being long biased. We're over 3 deviations. We've been over 3 deviations. So it is what it is. Theoretically, I'm the one on the wrong side of the move right now. So how did I land 325 is the point, and I didn't even get short there like I wanted to, but it just happened so fast I didn't even get a chance to. But 320, I mean, the selling is pretty heavy here. I mean, it's something I probably should have wiggled in another little short, but I'm good. I'm happy. I'm already up $2 grand. So I picked the 350. Man, I probably should. Are they really going to squeeze out again over 3 deviations right now after hitting the 325? Probably not. This is probably the bigger drop, but whatever. So I picked the 325 because A, that's our 50 moving average. So if you have the gap finder system, the 50 daily moving average would have been put on your chart right there. You wouldn't have to do anything. But it was that with the 180-day, 4-hour trending resistance trend, which is at 327, 325, and that price of like 330 to 328. That's the start of the gap fill candle, right? So this is the big gap down. Let me zoom in some more. I should have remained a little more short on CATB. It's not the best trade, but it's a hard short right now. So I guess I should be okay with it. So yeah, if you look at CATB, you have this big gap down from a while ago, and then that's the 4-hour candle that pushed down. So coming back up, that's the first candle. So this would be first attempt at breaking out. Normally it would fail. So by me betting bearishly in the 325s would make sense because, again, normally it's not going to be a long breakout for the first attempt. So you had a 4-hour candle price action resistance. You had 50 moving average price action resistance. You had the long-term 4-hour trending resistance there, and on the intraday chart, you were over your 3 deviation mark, so you're theoretically seen as overvalued in the immediate on the intraday time frame. So there's multiple reasons to see resistance there for me. And still, look at it. It's not breaking down. Like, it's not going down right away. So this just tells me it's going to be one of those stocks. It's a grinder, kind of awkward, hard to maneuver fully, or you're just not going to get resolution right away. All right, let's see what CATB's got. All right, let's watch this. And I'm going to consider it as a long. So added 2,000 shares long on CATB there. Average is 260. Not quite down to where I would really want it, but taking some just in case. Really want to see it more down to like 252. And if we're really unlucky, the bounce doesn't work. Added another 1,000 shares long, so average is 259. Anything over 259 is green. So up 2 cents. Got some sellers in it. Yeah, they're gone now. There's a little move. Again, it's more of a scalp long than it is anything. We still haven't even touched 253, which is really where, again, that support is at. So again, average is 259. We're basically at break even right now. Still got some sellers, pretty heavy on that. Figure we get one bounce here before we continue to shake down. All right, so adding a little more long here. This theoretically is our support level. Yeah, it seems like just too heavy. Okay. Add a little more there, see if it's just a shakedown, and then the candle ends up coming back up for us. So adding some more long there on this candle, see if we get a little reversal push. Average is 257. We're up to 255. Oh, yeah, that was a quick one. We went up and then just sold right down. All right, so closing that trade, I'm going to take it all off. Doesn't look like the bounce is going to work in the immediate form, which is okay. It was worth a little try. So still over 2 grand on the day, P&L, even with that bounce failing a little bit. And it might still come back up a little, but overall it does feel pretty heavy down. So I'm going to pass on that. So probably going to call it. Yeah, hey, it might still bounce there. Let's see if it does. Let's just see. Might have took it off too soon. Probably did, knowing myself.